Hi, thanks for tuning in to my official YouTube channel. I'm Reverend MeeLing. I've been known by a few names: Reverend MeeLing, Reverend Susan MeeLing, Lady MeeLing, Lady Dori, Belle, so on and so forth. So, I'm going to do some more impersonations because I need to be in a better mood, so, why not? So, I'm going to essentially do a brief aspect in reference to an interaction with when I had met my now ex-sister-in-law, Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen. You'll be able to tell by the Georgia accent that, whatever in that regard. Her then, I don't know if they're still married, husband, David Osteen. And this occurred, let me set the tone. Everybody was at Grandma and Grandpa Nichols' house in Fort Worth. Okay, you got Grandpa Nichols sitting in his chair with Julio, the chihuahua that looked like he swallowed a football with little toothpick legs, sitting in Grandpa Nichols' chair, the one that bit Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen in the face after she said, "Oh, dogs love me," and then he, bit her in the face. Made her face all bloody. All sorts of bloody. Her two daughters, Sandra Marie Osteen and Ariel Marie Osteen, had already locked themselves into the bathroom and were able to get out of there, after Julio, little football chihuahua with little toothpick legs, had chased them in there. Now, think about that. Think about that. And so, anyway, my now dead ex-husband was there, but he was talking with Grandma Nichols, okay, and Susie Marie Nichols Lopez with her children had not arrived yet, okay, shortly after they wound up arriving. So, and then of course me being there. So, Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen tells me, "Susan, I must tell you that I have a funny story to tell you." Now, David, her husband, is sitting in the other chair, and he just goes, "Oh, she's going to start." And I look over at him in the chair, and he's got his motorcycle leathers on and stuff like that, because he hadn't been at the house very long. Mind you, I'm also big and pregnant with my son at that point. "What, Mary? What is so funny that..." "Well, I saw how you just do not care about animals." "You mean like the one that I warned you about? That was the one that bit you in the face?" "Ugh, do you really need to bring that up?" David goes, "What dog bit you in the face?" Julio then pipes up and goes, "Yip, yip, 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 yip." Grandpa Nichols picks up Julio off of the armrest and goes, "There's a good boy. There's a good boy." I just look and go, and in my thoughts, when your own dad is like, "Good boy for biting you in the face," and you're his daughter, go ahead. Tell me a funny story about animals that didn't just happen. Go ahead. David, what do you mean a dog bit you in the face? Mary, "Oh, don't look at my face. He bit my nose." "Is that what was wrong with your face when I got in here?" I'm gonna protect my baby. Ooh. This house isn't big enough for me. I'm not going to hide in the bathroom because I know I can't get out that window. And I don't smoke right now because I'm pregnant, so That's not a good excuse. Damn. So then Mary goes on, so Susan, I must tell you that David and I are involved with some adult stuff. You are adults, correct? Yes, but adult stuff. Anybody translate for me what she means by adult stuff? My now dead ex-husband is speaking with his mom. Grandpa Nichols is like, Julio, make this stop. I don't want to hear about my daughter doing this. Not being bit in the face, mind you. David is in the chair going, are you really gonna talk with her about this? Like, we're literally just meeting her for the first time and you're just gonna go and talk about that. Oh, okay. Whatever, I'm a motorcyclist, so whatever. And Mary, it's a little taboo. I don't know if you can handle that. I don't know, I was born and raised in New Jersey. I've seen a lot of stuff. Are you trying to see if you can, whatever? Oh, Susan, you're so young. I don't know if you can handle this. It's a little risque. I grew up in New Jersey. I don't know what imagery you have of New Jersey in your thoughts. I may be young, but I've seen a few things. I don't know, because this sort of stuff in Georgia is just, it's a little risque. It's a little taboo. Yeah, well, what goes on in Georgia probably goes on elsewhere, depending on what it is. And if it's adult in nature. I grew up in New Jersey. And I grew up going to New York. But go ahead. I don't know. This might shock you because it is so adult in nature. Okay, you've got my attention. Let's see if you could tell me something that's adult in nature that doesn't occur in New Jersey or New York. But why does it have to do with animals? Well, that's what happened after the adult stuff, wink, wink. Go ahead. I was trying so very hard to, pun intended, not to laugh because I had a feeling which way it was going to go. I just didn't realize which way it was going to go after. So Mary had continued on as David is just looking at me and going, oh my God, looking at his wife, Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen, going, ugh. And just back and forth. And Grandpa Nichols is still just petting Julio going, please make this stop. I really don't want to, you know what? And then at one point he just got up. He's like, I don't want to hear anymore because once she said the next thing, he was like, I'm going to go in my room. I don't want to hear anymore. So Mary goes and says, so I don't know if you've ever heard of swingers. That would be when Grandpa Nichols put Julio down and was like, I don't, don't want to picture that at all. So he goes off and I'm just standing there and I'm like, can I go? Help. Help. I don't want to listen to this. Oh well. my now dead ex-husband is still speaking with his mom, not paying attention at all. And Mary Evongelina Nichols continues, have you ever heard? She didn't laugh. I'm trying not to right now. Have you ever heard of the swinger lifestyle? I mean, I was born and raised in New Jersey, and I grew up going to New York. I don't know how much more clear I can make that for you. At all. But go ahead. Maybe I have a different idea of what swinger lifestyle is. Are you picturing a swing set? No, that's a different lifestyle that would go with that. But it's not necessarily a child swing set that I'm thinking of with that. But go ahead. Tell me about the swinger lifestyle. Are you sure you are not picturing a swing set? The swing set I'm picturing in my thoughts for adult. I think I got you. I think so. Again, I've been to certain areas in New York, specifically, that I think, I think I got it. I think I do. I think I understand completely. But go ahead. David is sitting there going, why is she talking about this? What, Mary, will you please stop? And Mary, oh, hush, David. I just need to explain this to her because she just was so mean to Julio. You mean the one that bit you in the face? I tried to warn you. That's not being mean. Then why are you laughing? I'm laughing at your face that has a bunch of scabs from his teeth. That's what I'm laughing at. No, you are not laughing at the scabs in my face. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I think I know what I'm laughing at. Because I know what I'm laughing at. David, at this point, he's sitting in the chair trying to look at Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen's face where she got bit, but trying not to get caught. Sandra Marie Osteen and Ariel Marie Osteen are now in the kitchen listening to their mom talk about the swinger lifestyle. Because it's not a big house in Fort Worth. And her voice does carry, as some very much know. Anyway, so Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continues on. She's like, so we were at this adult lifestyle party, and David and I had such a fun time. My face just, I want to picture this. David is just, why is she talking about this? Where's the TV remote? Where, Grandma Nichols, where's the TV remote? Grandma Nichols still talking to my now dead ex-husband. Oh, David, blah, 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 blah. Where is the TV remote? Can I turn the TV? Mary goes, David, no, you cannot watch TV right now. I am trying to tell Susan about us going to a swinger party. I don't want to hear this. Why? Why? I'm pregnant and I cannot go outside to have a cigarette. Because I'm pregnant. And I don't know Fort Worth enough to go driving. Mary continues on. Well, so after we had some fun, as David is just, oh, I don't really want to hear that. Why is she doing this? Why? I look over at David and go, I don't know. Can you tell me why you're married to that? David just, oh my God, what did you just say? You heard me. Mary goes, oh, ha, 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 Susan. You know why he's married to me. No, I don't. No, I don't at all. Susan, I can tell you are a Yankee with a rude attitude like that. If that's what you consider rude. You obviously don't know anyone from New Jersey, and I am from New Jersey, but oh, if you think that's rude. I feel sorry for you, because you're about to be educated. So, Mary continues on. So, Susan, after we had a lot of fun at that swingers party. That was David just burying his face in the green fabric of the of the chair. Like, why? Why is she talking about this? Why? I don't know. Make her stop. You're her husband. You got something that can shut her up, that you can put in her mouth. And Mary goes, well, what does that mean, Susan? There's something he has that he can put in your mouth to shut you up. Hint, hint. Well, Susan, I just don't know what you mean about that. You are the one talking about what? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Tell me more, I guess, because you're just not going to stop, so go ahead. And so Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continues on, and she's just, so after, fun. Yes, I got the memo. I cannot put my arms around my pregnant belly to prevent my child from hearing you talk about this, so go ahead. So afterwards, we had such a wonderful time, and I had imbibed just a little bit. Okay. Do you know what imbibed means? I think so. I'm going to regret asking this, but I don't know if we're thinking along the same lines because of what I'd like at this point in time in your face to stop you from continuing. So you're actually going to have to clarify that. And she goes, oh, I had some alcohol. Damn. I was not thinking that at all. Go ahead. I was really just wanting that, image in my thoughts to just shut you up in my... But go ahead, because you're not going to stop anyway. At that point, Susie Marie Nichols Lopez walks in the door with her 3 children. Yeah, So Susie interrupts the discussion. David's like, yay! I'm like, yay! Sandra Marie and Ariel Marie Osteen run over to Brianna and Marissa Marie Lopez, and then Joseph Anthony Lopez over as well. There's a bunch of talking, and then Mary Evongelina continues and goes, so, Susie, I was telling Susan about this party that we had gone to. David goes and turns his head to put it back into the fabric of the reclining chair, like, just make this stop. I look at David and I'm like, yeah, think about that. He didn't get it at the time, literally or figuratively. What I was referencing to shut Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen up. Anyway, the four girls stay in the kitchen. However, two of them are over at the corner, essentially, where Grandma Nichols and my now dead ex-husband were talking. And the other two, with Joseph Anthony Lopez, are at the other side, closer to the hallway, listening. As Susie Marie Nichols Lopez sits down in Grandpa Nichols' chair, and I'm standing there still, praying it with my son. And why is this continuing? I really wish I could smoke right now. I really do. But then you'd follow me outside. I just can't win right now. I hope there's a day where I can. And just, that's all I could think. And so Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continues on, and she's just, so after I had a whole bunch of, imbibing and fun. Imbibing and, imbibing. My mistake. I misheard you. Continue. David at that point goes, I don't think she got that one. Go ahead, Mary. Continue on. And so, Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continues, and she goes, so after a whole bunch of fun at that swingers party, we were in the car, and David was driving, and then, can you believe that he did not swerve out of the way when driving back to our house to avoid hitting a squirrel? I just could not believe, and she actually started getting really emotional. I just cannot believe that he did not avoid trying to hit that poor defenseless squirrel. A squirrel. You care about a squirrel. Oh, it was just so horrible. I can still see that poor little squirrel's face as he just froze he was so scared of the car, and David just hit the accelerator, and he did not try to swerve out of the way. High five! I hate squirrels. Susan, how can you say that? I opened my mouth and made noises as I spoke. And then I raised my hand to give your husband a high five because I don't like squirrels. They eat things that, are useful, and I don't like them. I can't be the only person who really doesn't like squirrels. They're rodents. I mean, at least chipmunks are cute. Squirrels are just annoying. Oh, Susan, you just don't care about animals. I don't care about rodents. I mean, technically they're animals, but not. They're rodents. No, that poor little squirrel. That poor little squirrel. So what happened after David squished it with the car? Did you really have to be so cold and saying that he squished the squirrel with the car? That's what happened, right? Why are you laughing? I don't have a mirror to hold up right now. But if I did have a mirror to hold up right now, you could see why I'm laughing. Susie Marie Nichols Lopez was in the chair going, and then what happened? David was in the other chair going, why is this continuing? I just continued laughing. Mary continued crying. Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continued crying, like actually legitimately crying about the squirrel. And then when I looked at Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen and asked, it made her cry some more. Is there only one squirrel in the entire state of Georgia? Or were there a whole bunch of squirrels and that one squirrel realistically meant nothing? Oh, you're so cold and heartless, Susan. No, I'm not. But the fact that you are crying over a squirrel. I hope I can remember this. And since today is the 16th of June, 2020, and that happened back in 2001, win for me. And win for you. Especially those of you who have known Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen and or somebody similar to this. I guess it's a double win for those of you who know both Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen and other people that are like that, similar. Ooh. And so after Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen composes herself and stops, crying that much, she goes, so, Susan, don't you want to know what happened? The squirrel died. The end. No! I mean, yes, but no! That wasn't the end. Oh, there's more? David is just, trying to, crawl in to the recliner, but he's not succeeding at all. So then Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen goes on and says, no, I turned to David and I told him, you must turn this car around right now. You must turn this car around right now, David. And do you know what David did? He kept driving because it was just a squirrel. How can you say that it was just a squirrel? Because it was just a squirrel. And I opened my mouth. And I thought words. And then noise came out of my face as I said the words that were in my thoughts. That's how that works. I don't know if you know how that works because you're just doing it, and I don't know if you're thinking about this. Oh, Susan, how dare you not care about the squirrel? You mean the rodent? It is not a rodent. Yes, it is. A squirrel is a rodent. You know what? I bet there's a whole bunch of squirrels in the state of Georgia, just like there's a bunch of squirrels in a whole bunch of states. And you are probably one of the very few who cares about a squirrel being run over by a car. Oh, Susan, why are you so mean to the squirrel? I'm not mean to the squirrel because I didn't hit it with my car. Which apparently was the mean thing to say because she started crying some more. However, I'm a dominant sadist. So I laughed a whole bunch in her face as I was looking at the scab from where Julio bit her after she had said, "Oh, don't hit me." Grandpa Nichols still didn't come out of his room. He just stayed there. He didn't even come out when Susie Marie Nichols Lopez showed up at all. And so Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen, kind of ish, pulls herself together and she goes, "So I made David turn around the car. I just kept hitting him over and over again. Why didn't you call the police?" Why would he call the police on a psycho bitch that was hitting him in the car over running over a squirrel, which is a rodent? That would be what I was referring to. Oh, you just don't care about the squirrel. Yes, you are correct. How many times do you have to say that before you get it? And she continued crying. And Susie Marie Nichols Lopez is sitting in the chair with sympathy for her sister Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen. I'm looking around Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen to her husband, David, and going, "Hello." It'll shut her up. There'll be some noise. But it'll be far more pleasant for everybody to not hear her. Yep. But instead, you're just going to sit there with your fly up. All right, fine. In my thoughts. Because obviously what I had already said had upset her. So, how dare I talk the truth about squirrels being rodents? My now dead ex-husband is still talking with his mom and not paying attention to the discussion at all. The children at both ends very much paying attention to what's going on. And I'm just, how do I don't know which way his ears are in my pregnant belly. How do I? Which might be why he fought so hard to stay. That might be why he was 2 weeks late and I was in labor for 7 days after having my membrane stripped and feeling his hands on my rib cage like, "No, I don't want to be that one. Don't make me. I want to stay. It's so nice and comfortable. You care about me. You love me. Don't make me go. I don't have to do anything in here." drunk nonetheless. Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continued on going, and so then, when he finally turned the car around, I mean, Susan, can you believe that I had to hit him and yell at him for over half an hour? Why did you not call the police on a drunk, psychotic bitch? Why would you call me a drunk, psychotic bitch? Were you still drunk when you were hitting your husband? Yes, but that is beside the point. I just did that in silence. So Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continued, and so he finally turned the car around and went back to where the remaining squirrel guts were. It was just, I got out of the car and I ran over to the squirrel guts and I just cried and cried. More than you are right now. Yes, because it was so fresh. David was still like this, so he didn't see that. Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen. And so then I took off my shoes that I was gonna put into the box that I kept them in for my good, expensive shoes. I went and took my sneakers out of the box, and I took the box and I scooped up. It was so. I scooped up all of the squirrel guts into the expensive shoebox. Yes! Okay, well now I guess I have to ask. But I don't, but I kind of do. Why? Why did you do that? Because I had to give it a proper burial. The sun cooking it off the road wasn't going to be good enough. Apparently the wrong thing to say. Still funny, but apparently that hurt her feelings some more. And so... And so... So what happened, Mary, after you scooped the squirrel guts? Before the funeral, you gave her the roadkill of a rodent. Oh, it was not roadkill. Yeah, like, okay, so did the squirrel die on the road after your husband drove over it with a car? Yes. So that it was on a road and it died. Yes. Okay, so roadkill. No, it was road murder. I mean, David just murdered that squirrel. I don't think so. It's a squirrel. There's probably other squirrels in the state of Georgia. There's probably some guys in the state of Georgia who I'm like this with in regards to it's a rodent. Just saying. Throw that out there. No, it was a baby squirrel and his eyes were just so scared. And so on the car ride home, I held that little box full of that squirrel goods and I just held it and I told it was going to be okay and I was going to give it a proper funeral and I just drove that shoebox with the squirrel guts in it. Why are you out Why? What do you mean by that? Now, you tried to tell me that you thought that I wouldn't know about adult stuff just because of whatever your excuse was after I told you where I grew up. Then, were you still wearing your adult outfit? Yes, I was wearing my nice swinger dress that I would go to the parties in. David then turns and looks and stops being in the... yeah, it was a little short. It kind of worked out a little bit, because when she was all like drunk, and it was kind of that really that's where it. I mean, she was wearing. Well, I mean. All right, yeah. Why do you have to look at me like a mom? Because, I had a big old belly. I was pregnant. And so... Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen continued on. So then when we got back to the house, I ran to the backyard and I got a shovel and I dug it a hole and I got a pair of sticks and I got some rubber bands and I made a little cross for a little marker for that poor little squirrel. Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen then goes, Susan, what are you looking for? Some sense of sanity. That's what I'm looking for. Grandpa Nichols is in his room. I think he's the only one in this house other than me that sees what is wrong with this. I have a feeling at this point in time, back in 2001, I think I'm the only one in this immediate vicinity that's like, where no money? Oh, okay. I guess I need a mirror to look at myself right now because apparently I am the only one who's just... But go on, tell me more about that. So then Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen says, well, that was the end of it. I had a funeral that I dug a grave for the squirrel that David just had to run over with his car. He just had to run over that poor defenseless squirrel. Now do you see, Susan? Do you see how much I care about animals? I see some stuff. I definitely see some stuff. I guess you can say that you care about animals. I'd add after that a whole bunch too much when it comes to squirrels. But go ahead, is there any other point? If you would just have a heart for those poor, defenseless little squirrels. I mean, David just ran over that poor, defenseless little squirrel. The rodent It is not a rodent. I'm fairly certain that there are plenty of people other than me who consider squirrels to be rodents. You know what, Susan? I just dare you to show me one person who really truthfully believes the way you do that squirrels are rodents. So maybe if there's somebody who knows Mary Evongelina Nichols Osteen, you can inform her of your opinion as to whether or not you agree with me about squirrels being rodents. So on that particular aspect, I hope you were able to laugh a little bit ish in this little satirical aspect in my minimal reenactment of that particular situation. The sad part is that discussion took 4 hours for her to get out of her mouth. So, you guys have a good one. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel, Reverend MeeLing. You guys have a good one.